Hey up there guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. You're with me, the Autistic biker. So, it's one of them again. One of them cases where to do my girlfriend's work, her like career, her profession, to do what line of work that she's in, I've actually dropped her off at Sheffield train station this afternoon, and yeah, so she's away on a residential, doing what she does with teenage kids, and she's actually in Hull this time round. She goes to all sorts of various different like locations on residentials, but she's at Hull this time, and it's one of them where yeah, so I go one full whole day we are. So it's Tuesday today, 25th, and we are tomorrow, Wednesday 26th of August, by the way, August, and she's back in late afternoon time, early evening, Thursday 27th. So it's like a good day and a half we are to. But one good full whole proper day. So I'm going to pick her back up from Sheffield train station on Thursday 27th, if I've got the dates right. Yeah, Tuesday 25th today, innit? Yeah. Yeah, pick her up from Sheffield train station on Thursday. I think she said she's back at about 4 o'clock-ish. I dropped her off at Sheffield train station today at 12. Usually, if it's like a weekend thing where she's... Oh no, not a weekend thing, if she's more further afield. Not to do at weekend. But if she's more further afield, I drop her off at like, usually about as early as like 8 in the morning. You know, like if maybe she's going to London or something like that, do you know what I mean? So, or somewhere even near London, you know. But yeah, but to do with it, her only being in Hull, I dropped her off at 12. But it's threw me off. Not to do at time, not at time that I've dropped her off, but usually 9 times out of 10, it's always like a you know, like a weekend thing where I drop her off on a Friday, and then I pick her up on a Sunday. So it's threw me off because it feels like a Friday today. You know, like a Friday, like late afternoon, early evening time. It feels like a Friday, but it's not. It's only Tuesday. It's only a Tuesday, so yeah, you know. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, it's funny. Well, a bit funny, a bit catchable where I'm riding around thinking, you know what I mean? Well, not only thinking, feeling it's a Friday. It's like, yeah, Friday today, yep, Friday, yep. I'm picking her back up on Sunday, yeah. It's no, it's Tuesday. So, oh yeah, it's only Tuesday, yeah. Only Tuesday, picking her back up on Thursday. So it's one of them where I thought, you know, because obviously she's sleeping over tonight in Hull on this residential, same as tomorrow night actually as well, Wednesday night, I thought I've got 2 full like nights with Arto, 1 full whole proper day, but 2 nights in total You know what I mean? So I can stay out on bike as late as I possibly want to. And that's it, job's a good one. I can stay out as late as I want to on my bike tonight and even tomorrow, Wednesday, if I wanted to. I just want to make one thing clear anyway, and this is going to sound horrible, first bit I'm going to say, but I mean it with all due respect, so I don't mean it horribly, obviously, right, but not that I have to explain my sin to you or anyone anyway, same as you don't have to, you know, have to explain your sin to me or anyone else to do with anything else, anything, and you know what I mean, everything, but not that it's like any of your business anyway, not that it would change or anyway, but I still just feel the want and need anyway to just explain, just to get it out there. But not that my girlfriend is a sort of girlfriend that's one of these typical ones where she's texting and ringing you even if she weren't on residential, you know, seeing, you know, like seeing where you are and how long you're going to be. My girlfriend has never ever she has never ever been like that, my girlfriend, ever. She's never texted me or rung me to see where I am, how long I'm going to be, when am I back home. I don't like that. She really does, absolutely, pure and simply, very purely lets me breathe, you know, mentally, psychologically. She lets me breathe. She really does. Using that analogy or metaphor, whatever. She lets me breathe. And she's always been saying bless her. She's always been saying bless her, my sweetheart. But what I'm saying is it's me that don't like to break the habit of a lifetime. It's me that don't like to break the cycle of a lifetime. Well, not a lifetime, but the lifetime and a habit of at least a good decade, if not like 11, going on 11 and a half years together. We've actually known each other and been together. So I don't want to, it's me, believe it or not, that don't want to break that habit, that cycle. I like to be back through the door, you know, for a certain time, back to my girlfriend, and I just like structure and routine and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm using Drift Course XL Pro. It's on a 2.7K at 60 FPS, 60 frames per second. Video filter is on normal. Usually I have it on vivid, but it's on normal. Our exposure 0. Video stabilization is off, so it doesn't narrow our view and it's not like choppy. If you know, you just know what I mean by choppy. If you know, you just know. Yeah, exposure 0. Yeah, video filter normal. No. Yeah, and go on. What was I gonna say? ISO is on 100. Yeah, ISO is on 100. What we've got here then, temporary traffic lights. Beer and cider festival. Yeah, temporary traffic lights, no problem. Yeah, so basically, this ride is just of no significance, it's of no importance or anything like that, guys, you know what I mean? I just thought I'd come out on bike, bring her out, with me, let's have a ride together. I just thought we're going to ride together, do you know what I mean? And yeah. And then just have a chinwagger, watch and waffle, chit chat, watch and waffle, you know. Yeah, I've said it once before on my channel, the Autistic Bike on my channel. I've said it more than a few times actually. I wouldn't say absolutely many, but I'd say more than a few. But when you've got an action camera, or even better, more than one action cameras, what's the point? Well, I get the point. You're talking stability and reassurance and comfortness, so I do actually get all that. I get the stability and the comfortness and the you know, like I said, I get all the familiarity that comes with it, to do with keeping your action cameras on bang same setting all the time for every video. So I shouldn't have said that really. I shouldn't have said I don't see point in, you know, keeping it same. I absolutely do, I get it, because then you're talking, you can't go wrong, you're very confident and comfortable with your settings, so I change it and all that lot and risk like messing the quality up and all that lot, or the nice deep tone or contrast of whatever you want to portray and give off there. In other words, it's better devil you know in it. So yeah, I do get it, but I've always believed, I'm a great believer in, you know, that's what an action camera's for, to not keep it on the same settings all the time, but every now and again just like flip and change it and just like mix and match, do you know what I mean? Mix and match and flip and change your settings on your action cameras. Whether if you do it like the more old-fashioned traditional way on your actual action camera itself, you know, through touch screen or pressy buttons, whatever, or whether if you do it through the app connected, you know, the app on your phone connected through the actual action camera that you've got, change settings that way like I do on mine, on Drift app, you know, on my phone. Flip and change and mix and match and mess about and play with like a whole different mumbo jumbo, like cocktail mixture of a variety of settings, and mess about with ratio, you know what I mean? Like imagine you're baking something, mess about with ratio, you know what I mean? Ratio of ingredients, or ratio of the cocktail mixture, a whole mumbo jumbo of like your settings to do with your action camera. That's what it's all about, you know what I mean? Mess about with your white balances, with your exposures, with your video filters, you know, with your ISOs. Put some up, put some down, you know what I mean? Go higher, go lower, go deeper, go lighter. Go more intense, go less intense. Go 0, go 100, you know what I mean? Go A, go to Z, and etc, you know. Basically, you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. That's what it's all about. It's got me in a bond with you. I wanna freak out, freak out. But I feel I'd only lose. You got me, ooh. I'm going down. Ooh, ooh. I hate that I'm loving it. Girl, you're harder than the devil's heart, and I really wanna walk away. When I'm with you, girl, it gets real hard for me to have to walk away. I'm stuck up in your spell. You take me from heaven to hell. Girl, you're harder than the devil's heart, and I really want to melt away. But Austin Winkler, AJW. Yeah, I'll be stopping off somewhere. We'll be stopping off somewhere for something to eat because I'm starving. And then what we are gonna do, and then yeah, what I will do before I get us to set back off again is I'll be putting ISO on 400. So 9 times out of 10, majority of the time, I've had ISO on Drift Course XL Pro on action camera on auto, automatic, and 100. Yeah. I've had it a fair few times on 800, ISO on 800. So it's mostly been 800, 100, and auto, automatic. I've never really hardly had it on sort of like in mid-range, you know, 400. Because what it does is not that any of you would know, because you've all got, you know, at least one at top main 3. You've all got top big 3, aren't you? DJI Osmo, GoPros, and Insta360s. But your ISO settings on your drift camera as well, at least I can set at 4K plus an XL Pro, is it goes auto, automatic, and then it goes 100, it goes 200, 400, then 800. So back down, 800, 400, 200, 100, and auto, automatic. And I'm just going to put it on 400 on the next sort of like porter to this complete full haul ride for when we next set back off again. Then I'm just going to see what 400's like after I've actually had something to eat. Do you know what I mean? And then what I'm even thinking about doing, I think what I will be doing, after I've made like second part of this ride, put ISO on 400. Just to see how it compares in comparison, that's all. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on. Yeah, there's 4 different video filter settings on drift as well. So not to do what ISO now, but there's normal, which is what it's on now. There's vivid, what I've always used and more or less had it on. I've always used it on normal and vivid. Do you know what I mean? But also there's 2 more that I have had it on before, 100%. On my channel, it's still on my channel, and I made a point of saying it's on this video filter setting and it's on this one and blah blah blah. I made a point of saying it, but it's been years actually since I've last actually, like revisited and gone back to these other video filter settings. But there's low and there's water. There's one called water and low. So I'm going to do a few videos, you know, with keeping everything else bang same. Right, absolutely everything, but just literally change the video filter setting. I might do 2 videos with it on low video filter setting and 2 videos with it on water video filter setting, and then just see how it looks, you know, just see how it looks differently in comparison. Do you know what I mean? It's all about, to me, it's all about the variety of it, as in the spice of it, you know, by being spicy to do it, variety of going through all kerfuffle and rigmarole of settings from your action camera, or you know, cameras if you've got more than one. I think we all have, haven't we? It's all about that little bit of that, would you go as far as saying excitement or not, but if not, you know what I mean, don't you? You get magics, you know what I'm trying to say. It's all about getting back in afterwards, getting back home, putting a video together, and as you're watching it, especially when it's finalised and done, then going, oh right, look, that's on water, it's giving off that effect. Oh look, that's on low, it's giving off that effect. That's a different effect to that in this way. That's a different effect to that in that way, in this way, in that way, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about to me. You've got to have fun exploring your video camera settings. Of course you have. Yes, like I said, I'm still going to keep ISO on same and everything. Exposure same. You know, video stabilization still off. Everything's same. But just do 2 videos on water, 2 videos on low. Very windy up here, very windy, very windy. You didn't see that then, guys, because I've not got like one of them like 360-degree cameras, and I've not got like another action camera like mounted on, like, you know, like rear facing. But it were a woman and all, not even a man. It were a woman, a female. I'm not saying she was right up my arse, but she was still not far off right up my arse. She was very close. She was very close to my behind, to the back of my bike. She was close to the back of me, to the back of my motorbike. Look, as you can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but if you look through the back window of that car, yeah, you can see air coming down, female, woman. And and we weren't going too slow, guys. We weren't going too slow, and she's gone and been not far off up her arse. Do you know what I mean? Not being far off up our bloody arse. Look at her. Look at her, look. She's still quite far. She's really close to that other vehicle in front of her, to that car in front of her, look. Look how close she is. Look how close she's still. Look how close she is to that vehicle in front of her. Oh, you fucking hell. Your good old famous Monsell Head. What's that? Monsell Head Hotel. Every now and again it still catches me out, that, not all the time, but every now and again. See that van there? That we were, that white van. You know, that we've just thingied, you know. Yeah, you know. That we've just passed on left hand side, that white van. You know, to do it like, do you call them decals? Decals on back, you know, stickers, whatever. Not all the time, but still every now and again it always catches me out. I think it's like a speed, you know, one of them police speed mobility camera vans. Into a 40, into a 40. Yeah, go for something to eat, come out, before we step back off again, just ISO on, put ISO on 400. Mother of exiles, the touch of hope in the toss of the tempest through as medicine's rope. But the brazen giant within his stride locks the golden door to the US of lies, screaming, fuck your huddle messes, scrub our floors, cut our grasses. I am a wolf, a wild cur, cut from the pack, with blood on my fur, and every howl marks the debt, 'cause a beaten dog never forgets. Broke our brown backs chasing Mr. White's dream. That Bill of Rights was just a pyramid scheme. We claw to the middle and pray for the end. Don't let our children's children grow up to be them. Fuck your pale seniority. Go build your walls. We own the majority. I am a wolf, a wild cur, cut from the pack, with blood on my fur and every howl. Marks the debt. 'Cause a beaten dog, Usa, never forgets. Stay there. It might not have been, but that walker then walking up left hand side of the public footpath pavement, it might not have been, but I thought it were him who works in Pennypot Cafe. He works in Pennypot Cafe. I'm sure that were him. Pennypot Cafe at Edale. So I can show you this time because we're actually not turning right. This is exactly what I mean, yeah. So on my past previous videos, see that right that would take there, you know, to go a right nice scenic backwack way, backwack routes to Matlock. You know, when I said if you carry on, you end up at Peacock Pub on corner on your left. That's a good to a 30 in a bit. Well, this is what I mean. As soon as you go into 30, Peacock Pub here on your left. So basically, if you just go back, if you ever want to do it, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to do it, if you just go back the way we've come from, do you know what I mean? So if you were to be in that lane there, and then basically it'll be the turning on your left and not a right this time. So go back where we came and then on your left, and then it's a right nice you know, scenic way, backward routes and everything to Matlock. Right guys, I'm gonna go on what you call it, yes, I'm gonna end this video here. It's sort of like the first part, you know, part one of however many parts I'm gonna make it to this, just sort of like watch and waffle random chimwangle of a ride out basically. Yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Next video will be you know, ISO 400, and yeah, so remember, if you are riding, ride safe, watch out for them other idiots out there on road. Alright, and until then I'll see you at next one. Alright, cheers guys, take care, bye bye.